This is Comic Geek Speak, episode 374, Happy Valentine's with Uncle Sal. Welcome to Comic Geek Speak. I'm Brian Deemer.
I'm Matt.
I'm Adam Murdo.
I'm Shane Kelly.
I'm Brian Chrisman.
I'm Jamie D.
I'm Peter Rios.
And this episode of Comic Geek Speak is sponsored by MegaCon in Orlando, Florida, happening March 7th, 8th, and 9th. Go to megaconvention.com for all the details. There are a whole slew of artists coming there. Joe Quesada will be there, John Mita Jr. My God, the list is...
Darwin Cook, Ethan Van Sciver.
Oh, the list is enormous, and there'll be a bunch of TV stars there. Erica Durance will be there.
One of the guys from Heroes.
Yeah, and I think the guy who plays Nathan, right?
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah.
Adrian Pastor.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Ninja Babes from Space,
Ninja
Peter.
Babes from Space. My
Yes.
friend. Yep, she'll be there.
So it's going to be an awesome convention. Start the season off early. Go down to Florida. Get a little sun. It'll be great.
There's a Golden Corral nearby.
Oh, fantastic.
You did the logistics?
Yep. 0.3 miles.
0.3
Panther.
miles in the hotel, baby.
Yeah. We'll be celebrating our 3rd anniversary down there one of the nights. We don't know which night yet, but should be fun.
I can't believe it's 3 years. It's
Yeah.
awesome. So come on down to MegaCon. It's going to be great. Megaconvention.com. So for this episode, it's Uncle Sal, and I don't really think that needs any more introduction. Are you there?
Yes.
All right. It's a full house here tonight.
Oh, yeah? What do I owe the honor?
It's all for you.
Well, I don't know, man. I've been on where it's like, you put me on with the cleaning lady.
I resent that.
No, I've been on when, like, there's the guy who's just, who's hanging up drywall hung around, and you're like, hey, you want to jump in this?
I was just downstairs hanging drywall, though, so that's kind of funny.
There's nothing wrong with hanging drywall. Although my Bob Vila days are over, I could tell you that much.
Are
You
you
don't
saying?
want to get a guinea with a hammer.
Are you saying we're trying to B-list you?
No, I never did I say that? You said that.
Because I'm a company.
Well, I kind of figured as you guys, got bigger and bigger in the podcasting,
Oh, stop it.
groupies kind of came in and blowjobs were flying around and salad tossing became the norm that I would get pushed to the back of the bus. It's all right. I'm used to it,
I was going to say, if only, my lord.
Yeah. From your lips to God's ears.
Got that right.
Well,
I
I work for Alex. I'm used to, no, Sal, we weren't asking you. I'm sorry. We were talking about Alex. It's like, okay. I get it. So I'm used to it.
I bet that list, you have that list handy for future reference.
No, you get used to it. It's like when Luke Cage joined the Fantastic Four. You knew how long that was going to last.
Oh.
It's like, what does he do again? Well, he's a black guy with a chain. Oh, all right. Well, so one of the Inhumans frees up. We can let him hang around.
We I don't know, maybe this I don't think it'll give you a complex, but we finally got a hold of Simone. His episode's going to be out 2 days before your episode.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, he called me. He was worried that, he didn't want you guys to think that he was flaking on you, but he just been crazy busy, and he was sleeping in, and he was pulling some all-nighters, so he didn't get a chance to, He was worried you were going to think he was a diva.
I was going to say, that's what it is. Big diva, Marvel diva.
Well, you know how it goes. You know those guineas, they hit a couple of, once they hit the big time, they start hitting the vino, and then it's all over.
But what did
How you guys been? How's it going with the magazine now? Now that you guys are moguls.
Yeah. It's going well, It's, as with anything, you got to, pimp the hell out of it and put a lot of time in and those kind of things. But I think the word is spreading and most people are satisfied. So we'll look forward to,
Well,
future
you'll
issues.
find that, putting a book out, putting a book out is almost like the easiest part of it. And then pimping it and actually getting people to pick it up is the hardest part of doing anything independent.
Yeah.
because you have all the control over the content and over putting the thing together, and But then once you got to get retailers to like order the damn thing, that's where getting people to part with their money is the hardest part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I found you can get a lot more with a kind word and a gun than just a kind word.
That's all right.
Do you get the copy I sent you?
Yes, I did. Thank
Okay,
you very
good.
much.
Good.
Yeah. I was a little offended you guys didn't approach me about more stuff, but hey, what are you going to do?
Come on, you know that we don't like to use up all our favors at one time.
Well,
So, we like to spread them out.
I'm behind you guys at this because putting out an indie project is tough, and like I said in some of the emails, don't take it personal when guys don't pick up your press release right away or that type of thing. It's not always that they look at you as they're not a heavy hitter or small, but sometimes you can get that chip on your shoulder, but it's not always the case. So a lot of time it is, but not always the case. You don't want to make too many enemies where you don't have to.
Right.
This kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't want to be the guy that asks the girl to dance and then she says no, and then you call her a lesbian. You don't want to be that. No.
Speaking from experience there?
No, I know. I was, come on. I was, never one to, sour grapes. I just went for the lesbians to start out with, so they didn't have an excuse, I went for the ones with the hair on their knuckles to begin with, so, Peter was the one that was hanging around dancers, so,
Stop it. It's not an interview about me. It's about you.
Yeah, right. So you guys are gearing up for WonderCon?
Yeah, I'm the only one going, but
Yeah, what happened now? What happened to the road tour? It's you're getting like Blue Oyster Cult already, where only one guy shows up, or what?
I don't even get that.
You're too young.
Blue Oyster Cult is this band
Don't
from the
Fear the
80s that
Reaper?
had like Don't Fear the Reaper, had like one guy,
Cowbell?
and they still tour around, and you got guys in the band now that are like younger than me, and you're like, wait a second, these can't be the original guys. There's like one guy shows up who was like the keyboardist from the original band, and yet they call it Blue Oyster Cult. It's like seeing the Temptations and one of them is white. You got a problem.
no. Well, it's only myself who's going because none of us were going to go. But then one of our listeners was kind enough to get me a plane ticket, so I'm going out. So I can't say no to that. That's awesome. So
Sure. How about New York then?
No, wait. You've been to WonderCon a lot, right?
WonderCon, yeah, I didn't go last year. I'm trying to remember why. I don't know. I didn't go last, but yeah, I've gone every year for like the last 4 or 5 years. It's the same guys that do San Diego. So if you exhibit at San Diego, they offer this thing where they'll reimburse you for your booth, at WonderCon at San Diego. So and they're good guys, and I need to get out of the house, so I usually go to WonderCon. But it's terrific. It's a great show, and it's right in downtown, Frisco, and great turnout. They sell out every year. I mean, the last couple times I did it, they have to like close it because too many people, and
Wow.
it's a good turnout. Yeah.
What size convention is it?
I want to say it's on par with like Wizard Chicago, that size. I mean, it's hard to gauge because they change which room in the Moscone Center they're going to use. Sometimes they use the side room and then they use the main room. But the last one I did, Saturday, they have to close it. Of course, that was the year it coincided with Chinese New Year, so everything in downtown San Francisco was crazy. So,
Is it a comic book show?
yeah, no, primarily. I mean, it's the same. Again, it's the same guys that run San Diego Comic-Con, so they pretty much know who to invite, and it's one of the few shows that's actually in the city versus being way the hell out in the burbs. Like Chicago is in Connecticut, for God's sake. Oh, Wizard Chicago, and you're really in Wisconsin. This one is like right in downtown San Francisco, and it used to be in Oakland. And when it was in Oakland, it just kind of floundered for a while. And it did okay. It just never seemed to really get its feet. And then San Diego took it over and they moved it to the Moscone Center. But then again, the problem with that is it's expensive. For exhibitors and people that want to go, it's pricier when you got to go to San Francisco than go to Oakland.
And you're going out there with Atomica, right?
I'm going out with Atomica, yeah.
Right.
I went last year, man, and last year it was like, Three Faces of Evil when I went this last year. It was just, it was trouble. I had got in a big fight with my wife, and it was a bad scene.
Okay.
It was one of those moments of clarity in my marriage. It really was. It was. I mean, I was ready to saw her head off and roll it down the middle of the street. I really was. It was tough.
But things have improved since then.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was where I came to the conclusion that you can't bring wives and girlfriends to cons. It was the breaking point where I said, you know what, I can't, wear two hats. I can't, do one and then worry about your boredom. So I had to finally say, look, at the risk of fighting and name calling and, me, be going on Survivor, I gotta leave you home. You gotta stay home. I gotta get some shit done.
Matt's girl always starts giving looks. By Sunday, she's throwing out the evil eye to everybody.
Oh, Sunday, you're lucky. I get 20 minutes. You start getting the exhaling. God, is there? And then you're just sitting there going, wait a second. You knew, when we came here, that this is my thing, and you agreed to come, and you gotta, if you're bored, I'm sorry, but you gotta, this is what I do. So you need to either stay home or stay home.
That's only because on Sunday she knows we're not going to go out for drinks that night, so that's why she gets irritated.
Well, yeah, and you know how it is. You want to go out with friends, and you want to do that kind of stuff, and women don't, necessarily get into that conversation of us, the stuff we like to talk about, and it's hard because we're this, it's a kind of a minority of people that are into this stuff, and if you're not into it, people get bored by it. So. So I just said, you know what, at the risk of not fighting, I need to just do this myself.
They're gonna have you use. You're gonna have your.
You know what I'm talking about. You've seen guys there with wives and girlfriends, and it gets to be an ugly scene. They're blinking with their eyes for you to save them. They don't want to be there.
Blinking in Morse code.
Yeah.
Save
They're
me.
giving you that look like I don't want to be here.
Wait a second.
And a lot of people want the free vacation. They want the free trip, so they want to go. And then, they don't realize that, hey, it's a long day. Yeah. And if you're not into it, it's like sitting in the dentist's office reading highlights, can be, I sympathize with people that aren't into it, but hey, what can I tell you? I'm into this. What can I say? I'm not going to apologize if you're bored. But a lot of guys have problems. Oh, Sal, you're crazy. My girlfriend likes it. I'm like, okay, well, good for you. I haven't had that luck.
Wait till your son is old enough so you can take him.
Yeah, well, by then I'll probably be, be in witness protection. Be making payments. This has been one fucking long winter. Let me tell you that much, man. It's like, I'm like Nicholson in The Shining at this point.
All work and no play makes Sal
Something.
No, we've had one of these winters over here, man. It's like like The Exorcist, where it's just. It won't stop snowing. It snows every day, and every day when it doesn't snow, like today, it's 1 degree. It's like a joke. They go, no, don't tell them it's below 0. Just tell them it's 1. Like that degree is really going to make a difference if they just tell you it's cold outside. You go outside and you just, it's day after day this winter. With all that global warming bullshit, we were lulled into this idea that I could play Desi Arnaz and fill up the swimming pool. But it just doesn't happen here in Chicago anymore. There's no more spring. It goes right from being Pluto outside to the Russian roulette sequence in The Deer Hunter. It just one to the next. just doesn't, we never get any, oh, it's spring. No, nothing. Nothing like that,
That just means you have more time to work, right?
Yeah, right. But, it's like you start to get slap happy. You get cabin fever, and you start to, get pissed off. The other day you hit a pothole, and then, they call them potholes, but they're these, it's like, artillery shells went off on the street, and your car hits it, and, I got a flat the other day. And did you ever change a flat tire when it's 30 below zero?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
It's not pretty.
actually, I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, where your hand slips off the wrench and hits the fender, and you don't have gloves on, and,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I did it on the side of the highway with trucks going 70 miles an hour past me, and it was
Yeah.
nighttime and literally like in the teens or whatever. Oh, it was cool.
Right.
At least mine was.
And so you guys know what it's like, a handful of razor blades hitting you when
Yeah.
you're sitting out there.
Yeah.
And I always love the assholes that live in other parts of the country that go, oh, come on, how cold can it be? I've gone skiing before, and it was 40, and it wasn't so bad. or worse, they go, well, you're from Chicago. How can you be cold? I'm like, well, I'm not like one of those, Xavier experiments. I freeze my ass off either way, The extra layer of fat doesn't help. And it's just been one of those winters where you're just looking forward to, like, when catchers and pitchers report to spring training.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
Hey,
Football's over.
I was gonna say, did you have any interest in the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, I was, it's kind of like I didn't think anybody was going to beat the Patriots, but I thought, when I saw the spread was 14, I thought they could cover that. I mean, because of the last game, they only beat them by 3 points. So I thought it was going to be competitive. I didn't think the Giants were going to win, but I thought, hey, they can hang around for a while. Great game, though. Did you guys? Did any of you? All my in-laws are degenerate gamblers, but any of you guys degenerate gamblers or no?
No.
Luckily, no, I would have lost.
No,
I think Buzz got hair extensions or something, based off the money he won. Because I don't think he bets, but I know he collects for people that do. So,
Well, you talked about.
No doubt in my mind. All you assholes over there, nobody bets. Come on.
What?
Are you kidding me?
You seem like those types of guys that you got something going out of the back of the barber shop or something.
I save all my money for whores. Come on.
That's a good hobby to have, though.
So you got to figure half the room sitting here didn't even watch the game. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
And they were freaking podcasting while the game was on.
Really?
Yes.
You guys,
Second half.
Yeah, I watched most all the games.
I watched
so.
the whole game. I was at home.
I watched the second half. I didn't even know it was Super Bowl weekend until like a couple of days before.
Oh, I didn't.
See what I'm
you
working
guys,
on over here?
You guys are killing me. You live in a part of the country where football is big, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it once the Steelers are out of it, you don't give a shit, or what?
Eagles.
The Eagles.
Oh,
I
even
don't
worse.
give a
It's
shit
like
if the
the
Steelers are-
Eagles, it's like a religion
They're
over
in.
there with the Eagles.
Nah, it's all about convention season, baby. That's the season.
You guys, I gotta say, man. I mean, it's like I start to get into, because we got a big year this year. We got, this one coming up, and then we got New York is going to be a good time, and Mocha again if I make it till June, and I don't know about Philly, maybe Philly, and Chicago for sure, and then of course San Diego, and Toronto. Toronto moved to August, so. That'll be a good time. You guys, now tell me somebody's going out to San Diego.
Oh, a whole bunch of us are.
Yep. Shane, any progress with you yet?
I've spent hours staring at the plane ticket going, nope, backspace.
Come on, Shane. We'll do
How
it for
many
you.
are going to San Diego?
I think we have
Right now it's
5 so far.
Plus
Kev's
Tasha.
supposed to be going. And Lynn.
Okay.
5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, 5.
Peter, you're going or no?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, there was a Fred Astaire retrospect that week.
Why do you think he's going?
Yeah.
Now, you guys, did they bust your balls about passes and all that shit or no?
No, I've gotten passes the last 3 years. It hasn't been a problem.
Oh, okay. They haven't busted your balls and made you pay or anything?
No.
Okay. Because if they give you a hard time and you guys need passes, let me know.
No, I mean, it should be okay. Last year, they actually sent me asking, hey, do you need any passes this year? Because, I was on the press list from the year before, and so
Right.
I'm sure I'll get in this. And then, now we have the magazine, too, so we have...
Right. Well, you
problem
never
with
know,
that.
but I'm just saying, if they give you a hard time, it could be, you don't want to stand in those 3-hour lines.
Right, yeah.
It gets, and I go in early, I'm in there setting up early so I could just put your names down on the list like before all the maniacs get there. So, and with exhibitor passes, you can get in early and you can stay late without them throwing you out.
I think Pants just popped a boner over here.
Yeah.
I'm fully aroused.
Well, no, the thing about what kills me about his exhibitor passes is it's supposed to be, they're not supposed to let you in early if you don't have one of those. But whenever I'm setting up, there are always people in there early that aren't supposed to be. So it's like a joke.
Yeah.
Do you know they've already said that next year New York is moving back to February?
What? Really? When did this happen?
Oh God, that's. Well, it might have something to do with the Javits because the Javits is.
Yeah.
You can't really. The Javits is booked like 4 years in advance. So it's one of those situations you got to basically take what they can give you. You can't go to them and give a date. They got to kind of tell you what they got open.
That's the reason why they moved it to April this year, and that's the reason why it's in February
I don't know.
next year.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you know what? I mean, like I said, these guys, having dealt with these guys, a lot more now because Alex is going this year. They really, really know how to put a show together. They just don't know a lot about comics. I mean, these guys put together a different show like every week. So they don't necessarily know who comic people are. They don't know who the big names are. They don't know one guy from the next. Because I had to fight like hell to get Simone and Gabrielle and a couple of those other greaseball spots in Artist Alley. And I'm like, hey guys, these guys are coming here. It's a good idea to have to give them space, and they didn't even know who I was talking about. So. I was like, all right, well, I guess, the Reed Exhibition, they put together a different show like every, one week it's shoes, the next week it's plants, the next week it's comics, So they didn't know they didn't know one guy from another,
So how'd you get Alex to come out of his hibernation and come to a show?
Yeah, he likes to. Well, he doesn't like to do shows. I'd be lying.
Don't bullshit.
He was 2 years. He was locked up with justice. He just was working like a dog, and then he's got a year now where he's back at Marvel and he's excited about the stuff he's doing at Marvel. And I don't know. He just kind of out of the blue said, "Hey, maybe we should do one or two of these things this year." And I suggested New York because San Diego is just a clusterfuck, and I knew he wasn't going to want to, get into that Soylent Green type situation they got over there. So said, yeah, all right. It was pretty easy to, And when he does them, he's very professional. He likes, to sign for the fans and set up and give everybody their money's worth. But, just getting them to the con has been a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, who was it? Somebody in here that we saw him at Wizard World Philly one year, and somebody put in front of him all the Kingdom Come trading cards, and he signed every single one.
Yeah, it gets to be, he's kind of a pain in the ass like that, where he'll go to me, hey, man, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that, and I'll go, okay. And then I try to, cut that off, and then yet he'll do it once you get there. Like, he'll tell me, hey, I don't want to do sketches, and then I'll tell guys, hey, guys, I'm sorry, no sketches. And then I'll see him doing sketches. So, it depends what's going on. I mean, I've seen him do that, too, where he'll sign a trading card set of, like, 500 cards. Oh, my God. And I'm like, hey, man, there's people here that want to get through. But yet he just, once he's there, he'll give you your money's worth once he's there signing.
I think it's great that he does it. I think the idiot that brought the trading cards, I'd strangle.
If I say anything, then you're the bad guy. Then you're like, oh, well, the reason you're here. And I'm like, yeah, but there's limits to. I mean, I don't care how much. With me, it's more about just having courtesy for the people that are in line behind you. You got a lot, people waiting, and you're going to bring, 500 cards, Why don't you have them sign your dictionary, too? Yeah, why don't you have them sign the hairs on your ass while you're at it? I mean, my God. Like, you got people waiting, you know? I mean, and that cheese smell just gets worse, you know, by the minute. Yeah. And, you know, you don't want to be standing in that line too long, but, you know. Yeah, I don't, you know, particularly care to play cutoff at the line much anymore, because people, no matter what you do, are always pissed off and hate your guts, and, you know. Yeah. So that's why we just get, like, you know, the wizard people or whoever's running the con, you let them do it. You know?
Right. You know, I had a question for you, just because I know you're honest about a lot of things, and I don't even know if you can speak to it, but it came up on the forum, or did it come up on the show in one of the past episodes? I forget, but we started talking about what do publishers pay creators? Is it in their contracts to pay them for overseas rights or royalties that, you know, when they ship these books to other countries and they distribute them in other countries, do the creators get money from any of that stuff?
Do they get it, or are they supposed to get it, or do they get it?
Do they get it? Like, if you know...
They don't get it.
They don't
get it. Are they supposed to get it? Yes. Now, the laws, it's changed a lot in the last 10 years because certain, you know, I mean, with Marvel, they generally have a buyout policy where once you do an image for them and they buy it, you know, they can use that image on that cover image on anything they want for like the next 20 years, and you'll never see a dime. Publishing rights, same story. You know, you're supposed to get, but yet, you know, when you ask them, hey, what did blank sell overseas, they tell you, well, we're waiting for, you know, our accounting people over there to give us the answer, and yet you can wait years for that. So, but it's gotten better. I know Simone regularly gets, you know, when it works in reverse, he gets his checks from what royalties are doing here. A lot of times overseas, by the time all that shit trickles down, you rarely see anything. Huh. You know, I'm not going to say which company, but it's tough to get it from them. Well, that's not true. Both companies are kind of like that. It's hard to get that stuff. You know, on paper they say, yeah, you know, it's going to be great, and then you're still waiting for your royalty check years later. Because, you know, who can say how much it sold? They could tell you whatever they want. You know, that's why when you do a book, you guys will probably get there with your magazine. You'll get French guys and guys from Spain and guys from, you know, who'll say, hey, we want to publish this overseas, and then they'll just say, well, give us the files, and then we'll print it over here to save money. Once you got the files, you never hear from them again. You know, so a lot of, like with Atomica, I just basically wanted to see it published overseas, so I knew I was giving up the money just to see it printed over there. You know, but I knew when they said, yeah, we'll send you a royalty check, it's like, yeah, okay. You know, right. Sure. It's like, you know, lending Jesse money. You know, that kind of
Jesse? How did he get into the conversation?
Well, you know, just throwing it out there. You know. So when you go with your magazine, just, you know, be flattered, but don't be too flattered when they ask you to publish your stuff, because overseas publishers are famous for that shit. You know, that once they got your files, they vaporize on you. Especially Spain. Oh, God.
Those damn Spaniards.
Well, you know, I've just known so many guys with independent books that are bragging to me, hey, it's going to get printed over here, and then you ask them how much money they're going to make, and then it's nothing.
So you're saying the only way to do it is get money up front, which then they don't do?
Up front.
Yeah.
And whatever you get up front is all you're ever going to see. That's it. You're never going to see another dime, I promise you. Because, you know, you can nag them, and they'll just blow you off. They'll just go, yeah, okay.
But
a lot of problems.
DC and Marvel, they're not sending over files, right? Don't they work with like other distributors? They got to.
Well, Marvel has Panini. Panini handles all of Marvel for all of Europe, for Germany, for Spain, for France, for Italy, and for most of that part. So they generally either the new stuff goes over. You know, there's a few month delay. It used to be longer. Now it's only a few months. And then Panini is just kind of like pays Marvel directly. They're kind of like their arm of publishing in Europe. And then DC, is kind of goes to the highest bidder. I know, Delcor and Soleil and Semic. I know Semic had them for a while. They were doing Michael Turner too and doing Image, but I think it went over to Soleil now. I'm not sure. Huh. It just, they sign year-to-year contracts. If you go to Angoulême, you'll see DC has a tent set up that's just for licensing, where they're listening to you say what you'll give them to license, whichever book or, all the books. Or usually they're just the trades. They usually don't play with the single issues. And they just have somebody sitting there who's like a pimp who just, listens to your bullshit. Which is just a fancy excuse to drink cognac for 4 days. Because I've seen that tent, and nothing goes on there other than drinking cognac and reach-arounds. I mean, it's like, there's a lot of finger banging at that DC booth, let me put it that way. I walk by and they go, God, this is the gig you got to get. Hey, I'm going to Angoulême to sell licensing agreements for Superman. Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right.
Sal knows everything. Where's Hoffaberg?
No, I love it because I'm like, this is the gig you got to get. This is the guy in the whorehouse selling condoms. When you're doing this shit, because it's just like, so what do? You get all expenses paid to France to sit in Angoulême in a heated tent while the rest of us are out there freezing our asses off. And, you got a bottle of cognac for the clients, and you just sit there and hand out free books and talk about license agreements. Yeah, okay.
Why don't you try to get that job?
No, you'll see, though. You'll see as the magazine starts to pick up steam when you're at shows. I mean, that's one of the things, especially if you're going to be at San Diego or at other shows from now on, to prepare media packages of, cover letters and, rate cards and issues to give to publishers, because there's a lot of good publishers out there. Some are better than others, especially the French guys. There's some good guys I can introduce you to that won't bullshit you, and then there's other guys that'll they like to act like big shots, and then they're really just there's nothing going on. Everybody with a business card likes to act like they're a big shot. That's what sucks about San Diego. Everybody with a business card now is, likes to act like they're a big shot. And then you go, yeah, well, let's, talk turkey, and then they kind of talk out of both sides of their mouth.
Anybody can get a business card from Vista.
That's what I'm saying, and a lot of them, to kind of make themselves appear worthwhile or justify why they're there, they like to walk around and make all these promises that they're, or just they're talking out of their ass.
We have business cards.
That's right.
Well, no, I didn't mean you guys. You know that. You guys.
Yeah, we're legit.
You guys are, like the Google of the industry. I'm not talking about you.
Google of the industry.
No, there's a lot of these fucking publishers from overseas that talk a big game, and they're just full of shit. They don't have any money. Nowadays everybody's a publisher. Fuck, I'm a publisher. For God's sakes. And what does that tell you?
Yeah, who the hell is Mercury Comics anyway?
That's what I mean. Perfect fucking example. I mean, I'm still eating calamari with my bare hands, and I'm a publisher. Give me a fucking break. I mean, I fell ass backwards into AlexRossArt.com. Give me it wasn't like I was, I fucking was in my basement building a supercomputer or something, Those are the jag-offs you go, wow, look what he did, Fuckheads like me walk around and go, yeah, how you doing? Hey, how are you? That's why I wear those suits, to just piss people off. That's the only thing it's good for. They go, why is he overdressed for being here? Well, it makes me, I'm insecure. What can I say? You get a pair of hairy tits, you want to wear a suit. You really do. Hey, I can live with it. You either keep your hair or you get hairy tits. You can't have it both ways. That's just the way it is.
I guess, Jamie,
I'm not even looking in my shirt. That's
over 40.
I'm over 40. Thanks.
I wasn't.
Well, I don't have hairy tits. I do.
Well, see, there you go. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, the hair migrates it down. It doesn't migrate down, I guess.
So
you guys will see. You'll get guys going, hey, I'm Vladimir, whatever, from Barcelona, and I want to publish your magazine in Spain, and you think this is great, And then, you wait for the check, and you wait some more, and they go, well, the check is on the way. Let me have the files, for the first 5 issues. And then you send off the files, and that's it. It's done. It's basically like when you're trying to, get a girl into the sack, and then once you do, you're not as nice anymore. Oh, hey, come on.
Come on, this
All
episode.
Of a sudden, everybody in the room is fucking Dennis the Menace. Come on, cut it out. You know what I'm talking about.
Come on,
especially you. You know how that Bob Fosse scenario works.
Stop it. This episode's going to air right before Valentine's Day. Say something sweet.
Valentine's Day, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. I was supposed to go out on a date the other night with my wife because now that we got a kid, you got to set up dates. Yeah. And Brian, you could attest to this. So we had a fucking babysitter lined up. Okay. Now this is this lady down the block who's like this hippie broad who said she wants to babysit. Well, as it turns out, she can't find her ass with 2 hands, and she doesn't show up. So now your plans are shot out, right out the fucking window. Because what are you going to do? You're going to just leave the kid and play Home Alone? So you got to take the kid with you now, and it turns into a sitcom. We were at the restaurant, and the kid's screaming, and I'm like, all of a sudden, you're in the middle of one of these scenarios where people are giving you dirty looks, and your blood pressure goes up, and so now I'm in the world of trying to find babysitters, and then you've got to have these interviews with babysitters to see if they're full of shit or not. Which I'm like, fuck, I don't know.
You got to make them pee in a cup, the whole thing.
No, I don't know. I mean, what do you do for babysitting? Do you guys do that, or
we have both in-laws right in the neighborhood. My parents live directly behind us, so we just walk over, hand the kid, and go out.
See, I don't have this. My family, they're all fucked up. Every one of them. I wouldn't trust my mother to watch a pile of bricks.
Sal, I am right there with you with my kid. We have the hardest
my
time.
relatives are all full of shit. When the baby's born, everybody goes, hey, you need baby. I wouldn't let you guys couldn't fucking stand there and watch paint dry. And I'm going to let you watch my kid. Are you kidding? I'll come home, he'll be playing with dynamite, and he'll be on the roof, He'll be juggling knives and playing with the chainsaw. And, I mean, that's how fucked up my family is. I mean, so, you think, oh, come on, they're family. No, they're not my family. It's like the fucking Manson family when you let them watch kids. No way. So we gotta get complete strangers in here who are always full of shit and they don't show up. I swear to God, if I could have killed this lady the other night, I would have. I would have fucking killed her. I mean, they would have been like 52 pieces and 52 bags going, everywhere.
52?
I would have cut her in 52 fucking pieces, this lady. I mean, after she stiff shit. Because no calls, no nothing. And I was looking forward to just 3 hours of no screaming. Yep.
And your wife probably spent 2 hours getting ready and the whole bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to be nice about this. It was like the Great Escape, and then you find out the tunnel's too short.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, we're too short. After all this, digging in my underwear and putting, dribbling, gravel down the legs of my pants, and all this bullshit. You don't show, and you're gonna come to watch a 6-month-old kid, and you fuck that up. I mean, what am I asking you to do? I mean, what is this, like the Mercury astronauts? What the fuck? Guys, I could have fucking strangled her. I was ready to play Tony Curtis in the Boston Strangler with a fucking extension cord and sneak into her kitchen. I'm not kidding.
That's pretty well
This will
thought
be
out.
Exhibit A, your dead trial.
I was ready to, like Terminator, just drive my car through the front of her house. That's how pissed off I was. To go to have dinner for 3 fucking hours, where it doesn't have a bugaboo involved or a slide with little balls that jump around and, other little screaming bastards and all the rest of this shit.
Do you have a bugaboo? You spent $800 on a stroller?
No. I hear all the,
Okay.
I meant Blue's Clues. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Bugaboo. If I get one of them, do you have permission to just come up and put a bullet behind my ear. It's $800 for a. That's more than my first car.
Yeah.
And that came with the Pioneer Super Tuner with the Journey tape. The Jay Giles band tape it had with it too. The Rush 2112 I had playing on that fucking thing. The cassette player was great. The car was, so-so, but the cassette player was great.
It was worth more than the car?
It was worth more than the car, but it was my first, sticky fingers were in the back of that Cutlass, so it's near and dear to my heart. Because there's an art to finger banging. There really is. Because you know how, like, behind the top of your wrist it gets numb and you can't move your fingers anymore? There's an art to it.
God.
There really is.
You have to work out those fingers so you don't get cramps,
Yeah, and then you got to kind of, I remember the first time I was at the lake with this skank, and we got pulled over by a bunch of detectives, Chicago PD detectives, which is basically like a pirate ship. Chicago PD is like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean pulling you over. Just say, I'm fucked. It's basically it's going to be just prison rape here with this.
Oh my God.
So they pull us over. And I'm like, of course, yes sir, no sir. And the guy comes to the door, and he's like the goon. Eric Powell got his photo reference from the goon from CPD. Scars and missing an eye and the whole fucking 9 yards. Prosthetic hand. And he goes, "Where are you guys going?" And this fucking little leans over and goes, "None of your fucking business."
Oh.
And that was it. I saw my life pass before my eyes. I saw me cheating in kindergarten and all that right before my fucking eyes. And we got to get out of the car, and he went through the trunk, and they gave me tickets for shit I did like when I was in preschool. Colored outside the lines, that's $50. Shit your pants, that's $1.50. You talk back to your ma, well, that's another $75. You're with this skank, well, there's herpes medicine for that. She was good looking, but this broad, like, Jesus Christ. Everybody took a shot at this one.
Oh.
Well, the first, you know how it is at the first couple of girls you're going to be with. You're not asking to see resumes and references. If it's warm and there's a little heat in there, you go that way.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, when we didn't have porn in those days. I mean, I used to have like Sears catalog when my mom got it. You look at the bra section. That was porn.
Whatever works.
In the 70s.
Whatever works.
That was it. That was all you got. The box that my sister's swimsuit came in was, plenty of material right there.
Ew. So,
I don't even know where to
I'm
go
sorry,
from
guys.
here.
I'll be serious.
Oh, you'd be serious.
Talk about publishing.
so you. Oh, were you
No,
going to say that?
I was trying to remember. There was something I wanted to ask him, and I can't remember.
So New York, you're going. Since Alex is going to be there for New York, you're going to have the Alex Ross art there because you've been.
Yeah, we're going to do. We're going to be. We got a good. New York is funny because they're the first con to ever gauge how much you pay for your booth based on where you are by the door, which is, kind of ironic because normally the map, when it's made out, it's kind of a, seniority thing. The longer you've been with somebody, the better space you get. But now with Reed, we worked it out because Alex is going to be there to give us a great space right by the front door by DC, and he's not going to be signing with us because they don't usually like to let you have signings at your booth because it makes a mess of the aisles and everything. So he's going to be in the signing area, and then we're going to be down, doing my little dance, by the door. Got a new banner this year, really cool.
Cool.
And we're going to be doing that, and then
he's going to need. He's going to need he's going to need a handler. I mean, I know it's different this year, the layout, but the signing.
They're usually good at it. They usually take care of that stuff.
Yeah,
he's only signing on Friday and Saturday because he's going home on Sunday, and they're usually good at taking care of, keeping people from getting too stupid. But it's usually no problem.
Well,
It's not like a Hard Day's Night where they're going to be chasing him through the lobby and pulling his
you never know.
pulling his fucking clothes off, that kind of shit. That only happens with Brian.
Yeah. Don't I wish?
Now, I seen on the thread you guys got a San Francisco get-together. I didn't know there were that many fucking people in San Francisco. Based on all the people that are going to get together.
There's a whole contingent out there, man.
Dinner or drinks? Or the Castro district? What are you guys doing?
What?
They did a whole tiki bar thing last year. Wasn't that last year where they did like a
so.
whole? Yeah, they went a whole tiki tour one night.
Now, what does that mean exactly? Is that
Drinking.
code for something filthy, or what is that?
No, drinking. A lot of drinking.
Oh, okay. Because when you say tiki tour, I don't know what the fuck that means. That could be like, Benoit balls or something crazy. I ain't into none of that shit. Just so you know, because I'm the one that they break out the Polaroids with the German Shepherd, and I'm in the picture, and that ain't happening.
You'll probably meet a lot of them. They go by. They're like this. They call themselves the CGS West Coast, and they're excited that you're coming out there.
Well, then I never hear anything. I'll be like, yeah, we're getting together, and then I'm at the booth, and then I go, all right, let me know where you guys are going to be, and then I don't hear anything. I hear about it when it's over.
No, I'll make sure I let you know what's going on.
Yeah, because I'm flying solo this year. Buzz isn't coming out, and my wife's not coming out, and the guy that usually works with me, Chris, isn't coming out, and I'm actually leaving tomorrow for WonderCon. I'm just going to sleep until the end of the month. That's the other thing I got to do with my wife now. I'm like, oh man, these cons keep getting longer.
It's a 7-day con.
Can you believe it? Jeez. The festival.
Come on, every email you send me, you send a new picture of you and your boy just smiling all big and.
Yeah, well, that's. But I didn't show you pictures of the other 23 hours in the day.
That's hour one.
Brian, you know what I'm talking about, right? You had a baby that wouldn't stop crying at night.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, that's what we got. He still does the every 2.5 hours wake up and scream.
Yeah, that's not fun.
I haven't slept since July. So. No, it's great. I mean, it's all that stuff you expect with kids, and it's but it's the best and it's the worst at the same time. Yep. It's just the hardest fucking thing you'll ever have to do, and the most rewarding both at the same time. I can handle everything about it except the sleep deprivation. I mean, I'm walking around, and it's like a bad episode of Night Gallery. I swear to God.
Rod Serling, Peter, after Twilight Zone.
I don't know.
I know.
Brian, is the baby, does she go down now, or what's the story? Is it
yeah, now it's no problem. She sleeps for like 13 hours now.
Oh, my God. Fuck. Yeah. Say, what I'd give for 5. No, consecutively. I get 2 here, 1 there, 2 here, and then you wake up and, it's awful. You're a wreck, And you try to get work done, and my wife's home on maternity leave for another month, and it's tough because I'm always home, and I'm not used to having people home when I'm home, so I'm walking around hiding all the time. You look in the fucking mirror and you look like Quasimodo, because you haven't slept 6 months. And sometimes you don't bathe, and it's bad. Yeah.
Now I have to ask: are you pulling some some quotes to tell your son when he grows up from comics? Like with great power comes great responsibility and that type of stuff.
I don't know about the comic thing with the kid. I hope that he's into it, so I can hit him with all that stuff. But you know how it works out. It's like it never works out that way with kids. I mean, where they like what their dad is into, they always want to rebel and do some other shit. So. But in the case of comics, it might be better that he goes into something else because, I don't know, making a living at it, it's awful tough. So it's kind of like one of Hugh Hefner's kids, being gay. It's just kind of the way it works out.
That would be the ultimate rub, wouldn't it?
No, that's how it is. It always works out where, very seldom does the kid, I mean, it happens, but very seldom is the kid into, what the father's into. I mean, I hope I would. If he's an artist, it's good. Anything to keep him out of trouble, man. As long as he's not a pain in the ass like I was, I'll be happy. You know, as long as he's not, making little ones out of big ones at Cook County, I'll be happy. Working on a rock pile. Do they still have rock piles in jail? They need more of them, don't they? Where the guy swings the sledgehammer. I don't think they do that.
I think the South in some places in the South. I don't remember, maybe Alabama or something. They still have chain gangs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See, they don't have the piss and vinegar to lift weights and watch TV all day. That's good, though, right? I mean, should get them working on the potholes in Chicago is what we need. I mean, we pay for them fuckers to sit around all day anyway. So.
Absolutely. There's a lot of public works they could be doing.
I'm all for it, man. I'm telling you, get them out there. We got to get up and go to work every day. Shit, why not?
It's actually one of the things I feel very strongly about. I don't know whether that makes me a Democrat or a Republican or a...
No, you know what it is? It's the unions. The unions won't let it happen because the unions say that it takes money away from, whatever it is they don't do anyway because, the unions in Chicago are like, beyond corrupt and...
That's true.
But I know that, like, anytime they've talked about getting prisoners to do that kind of shit, they say, no, you can't take the money away from, the guys that sit on their ass and get paid a lot to do it anyway. Like garbage pickup. Why can't prisoners do garbage pickup? It's a good profession. They make a lot of money, right?
Why can't they why can't they get them working on these highways that take 6 years to complete? If
right.
They got all the prisoners working on
24-hour shifts.
Yeah, exactly. Done.
Get them swinging fucking hammers, baby. Raise them high. Remember, like I was a prisoner from a chain gang where they sing and they chant while they're swinging the sledgehammers? That's what we need. Get them out here on the fucking Kennedy Expressway, which took them like 9 years to build. To resurface. It took them longer to resurface the Kennedy Expressway from my house to downtown than it did to build the fucking Panama Canal. I swear to God. They did one brick a day. They should have been done on time. Yet every time you drive by, you're like, oh, we got a new drainage system. We got to rip it out and put... Yeah, okay, guys. Sure. Just at least pretend like you're working when I drive by.
I remember when we drove out to Chicago 2 years ago. There were some rough patches.
Oh, it's fucked up. Chicago, it's 2 seasons. It's winter and construction. That's all we have here. Right when it gets warm enough to enjoy yourself, they rip up every street that you got to travel because there's just so much money to just like milk the system dry. It's unbelievable. They do nothing. They scratch their ass full time in Chicago when it comes to road repair.
Here you go.
That's what we got to get into. Road repair.
This is what you need right here. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'll be the guy with the sunglasses, your reflective sunglasses, on the horse with the shotgun. I'll do that job, no problem.
We'll have here.
Wiping it off here, boss. You know that guy where you got to say, wiping it off here when you got to wipe the sweat off. That'll be me. No problem.
I hope this isn't your last appearance. We don't ever hear from you again. Talk about unions and prisoners and your wife. Jeez.
No, I mean, do you guys, does that shit ever come to mind when you're sitting in traffic and you watch these assholes doing nothing and get paid a ton of money? When I was living in California, they make them work on the roads 24 hours a day, and they give them incentives and bonuses to finish it early so that they don't, we're not sitting in traffic for hours on end. I mean, I used to live in the city, and getting around was hard enough. Now that I'm living out in, fucking La La Land out here where, like people say hello in the grocery stores, or like the size of a football field, whole aisles of just hammers and shit like that. 2 aisles of ice cream and bullshit, Getting to and from the city now, I'm not kidding. If I go, in the middle of the night, it takes me 20 minutes. If I go in the middle of the day, it's close to 2 hours to get back and forth.
Wow.
Because of road construction in Chicago.
We have the same thing here. Oh, yeah. The stupid
Same
Pennsylvania
bullshit over
Turnpike where I drive to work every day, the exit has been under construction for over 2 years, and it's not scheduled to be done for another year. It's like, how does it take 3 years to redo the toll booth? That's absolutely they can build a Home Depot in like 6 minutes.
Right.
And
one fucking brick a day, and they should be done on time. That's all I'm saying. I mean, over here it's like it's the same shit. You know, it's like it's a situation where they can put the Taste of Chicago and all the rest of that shit together in like 3 hours. But when it comes to fixing a hole, the size of a sewer lid, it takes them months on end to get the shit done. But I'm just venting. I digress.
It's like therapy.
Now wait a minute. So now I've been waiting for this one. How did it go with Simone? Was he entertaining? Was he all over the place, or what happened?
He had good things to say about you, though, Sal.
Oh.
He doesn't have anything good to say. Then he's doing good. He doesn't have anything.
Well,
good to
a couple of times, I don't know how you're going to take
Was
this,
it,
but he called you chubby guy.
Yeah, see? That fucking son of a bitch. See, and I try to be nice about it because he's a friend of mine, but that's all right,
He called you. He said you were his best friend.
And like a brother to him.
Like a brother.
Yeah, right, like a brother, and then there's incest in the family.
Yeah, a chubby brother.
That fucking guy. If he had any idea what I had to do, and oh God, the shit I had to do to get him a space at New York, you have no idea. It's been sold out since September, and every year I tell these greaseball assholes to fill out their paperwork, send in the check, you grape stomping bastards, fill this shit out, right? And then every year they go, yeah, okay, all right, sure, right. Turns around 3 weeks before the con, with 2 fingers in their ass. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a space. Can you help me? And then I help them.
So he's good with some deadlines, just not other deadlines.
No, they just scratch their ass. They just, it's the Dolce Vita. They just don't want to get their shit done. They don't want to. Every year at New York, I go, when you get at the end of the show on Sunday, go give them the money and the paperwork for next year, and you're done. You're finished. You save a lot of dough that way, and you don't have to worry about calling my ass in February to go call up Reed and promise them all kinds of bullshit and and bribes and everything else. It's your fucking table. Because that's all it is. It's just basically, pure and simple patronage when you want to get shit from these guys. Gabrielle, just equally as fucked up as Simone. Those guys run hand in hand, those guineas, I'm telling you. You were out there for Luca, right, Brian? You went out and did you hang with them at all, or what?
No, well, Simone was stuck in his apartment because he was hooked up to some heart monitoring machine.
He's so full of shit. That's the other new thing now. I need a heart monitor. Yeah, you need one. He needs to put that monitor on his ass. That's what he needs. Heart monitor. I love that shit. The fucking guy weighs 90 pounds, swims every day, works on X-Men, lives in Lucca where they drink Chianti for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he's fucking complaining. Oh, my heart. I need a heart monitor. Yeah, try fucking hauling my fat ass around every day. We'll see how your heart feels.
It's called too much
Full
porn.
of shit to the highest order, Mr. Bianchi. I'm telling you. Great artist, but full of shit. Dear friend of mine, but you could tell him for me if he's listening to this, heart monitor. When I was over there, he told me the same thing. He needs a heart monitor. I was like, this is the healthiest fucking guy I know.
Yeah,
Washboard stomach, in shape, fantastic family, and he's got a heart monitor. Yeah, okay, right.
Well,
Don't get me started. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to get upset, guys.
Well, that much porn does put stress on your heart. So.
Well, and it'll, he's got a pretty serious porn collection. I don't know if you asked him about it, but he's got a pretty serious collection. I have to give him, his props on that one. He's got some serious shit there, A little bit too much man-on-man stuff, but he's got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got the whole Men in Black socks collection, which is hard to find, especially those stores. So, he's got the whole Slap and Tickle collection, which is very hard to get a hold of. It's tough. It is. Hey, guys, look. Most of those fisting videos, they won't let it cross, It just stays there.
He did say that his sister was pregnant.
Gloria, yeah. I told him not to run around and say anything because I don't think you're supposed to say anything for the first couple of months.
Oh,
you're supposed to wait until
Well, he
So, but he told me no. She's telling everybody, and his sister. Brian, you met Gloria, right? I mean,
yes.
She's great. She helps me a lot with the translation and everything for Simone's website, and she's invaluable to the stuff that he does, so that way he can focus on painting. And he just sent me some of his new X-Men stuff, and it's going to be, he redesigned all the costumes and everything. It's fantastic. It's going to be good. But the stuff doesn't come out until June. I think the first issue doesn't come out until May or June. Mm-hmm. So we won't see it till like San Diego.
Cool.
Yeah, but it looks good. I mean, they definitely got although who did they got on it now? Garney?
No, on the Astonishing X-Men?
Wolverine. Oh, I'm thinking Wolverine.
You're thinking Wolverine.
Yeah, Cassidy's on it till what? The middle of the year, or?
No, they're almost done. They got a couple more issues, and then they're done.
Okay.
Is there anybody in between?
I don't
or
think
is it just it goes on hiatus until the next one comes out?
I think it's.
I doubt it. I mean, you know how they are. That book sells too much to go on too much. I don't know what Cassidy was supposed to be doing a movie or some bullshit. He's going to direct a film, is what I heard, and I guess they were looking for financing, or that was why he was leaving comic. But I don't know what the story is, but I mean, I wasn't sure how long if they were going to keep it going or not, but. Looks good, man. It looks real good.
Good. Look forward to seeing
it. They got Garney on Wolverine. He's a good artist. I've always liked Garney.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Back since Captain America, I liked his stuff. He's a good artist, so it's not much of a fight. It's not painted, but then again, not everybody's retarded enough to paint it like Simone.
Oh, jeez.
That's hard work, man. When he's painting those issues, that shit don't paint itself. That's tough, man. He's a workaholic. I worry he's going to burn himself out on X-Men. A team book, a lot harder to paint than just one guy.
Well, now you know why he has the heart machine.
I think that's just all in his head. He ain't no fucking heart machine. Heart machine. Yeah, okay. Right. It's like those Jenny Craig ads where that broad from Cheers is losing weight. Yeah, okay. Right. She's losing weight, but she's 150 years old and looks like a transvestite, so nobody gives a shit. So why are you telling me you lost 40 pounds? Are you waiting for the Cheers to come back, or what's going on? Now, Valerie Bertinelli looks good again. I saw her where she lost weight, and she looks like the One Day at a Time, high school masturbation that she did.
She was cute back in the day.
Yeah, that was plenty of material there at One Day at a Time to kind of last me, through Charlie's Angels. You know what I mean?
You should do the diet that I just did.
Uh-oh.
This is disgusting, Sal. You don't even want to know.
Well,
did you ever hear about cleansing?
Yeah, what is that? Where you got to put like coffee enemas and shit and all that? Or what happened?
Nah, you just replace food with this like lemon mixture drink, and then you drink a tea that makes you evacuate.
Yeah, man, trust me. Last time I had to evacuate, I found like the army man I swallowed in third grade. Piece of foil. There's like that. And then there's always that thing. You go, when did I eat that? Where there's like something in there that looks like part of a filling. It's like all chewed and shit. Like I did that once when I had 2 years ago. Some fucking sawbone doctor I had talked me into getting a colonoscopy, right? Which is not much of a stretch. They could use like a regular camcorder from Sears for me.
Right.
Yeah, the one with the shoulder unit, the first video cameras you could have used on me. So you go in there, and I mean, don't get me wrong, the drugs are great. The Demerol they give you is worth the trip alone. So you go in there, and they scare the shit out of you. They go, well, Sal, this is what we're looking for. And they show you pictures that look like reptiles and dragons, and they show you the like when Richard Dreyfuss cuts open the shark in Jaws and he's pulling out license plates and shit. That's what they show you. They go, this is what we're going to find, Sal, just so you know. So you get in there and they hook you up to this shit like, you're back in Vietnam laying on a mash table. They could do anything, you won't feel it. and they take this camera which looks like a spider's leg from Johnny Quest. You know, it's like all bended and shit, and you know. No, well, now, Sal, we're going to stick this up your ass, and you're not going to feel a thing. And sure enough, you go through all this, and the doctor goes, well, I don't know why you got this done. You don't need one of these. And I go, well, I go, hey, asshole, I didn't come in here and say I wanted a camera. You're the one that told me to stick the camera in my ass, not me. So the point, Peter, sometimes I have points in these stories, I really do, is 2 days before he made me do this cleansing, and it was worse than the colonoscopy, the cleansing. You have to drink like oil, or it was like, you know, salad dressing, and they say, oh, just mix it with orange juice, and it tastes great. And you're like, okay, now it tastes like motor oil with orange juice. And your ass shits like you just open up a faucet. I mean, it's just pouring out like you can't believe it. I mean, I was like, oh, my, how do these people do this shit? You know, because, I mean, like I said, stuff comes out of hair, and, you know, like I said, it's like the Juggernaut's mask and shit like that, and, you know.
What's it?
The little gladiator dolls that he used to carry around with him that were his family, that shit comes out, and all kinds of sick shit.
What's that stuff called? The baby's like first week of pooping. It's
like that.
Yeah,
my stick belt buckle came out, you know, part of a belt. You know.
I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any of that, really.
No, wait a minute. So you shit like that every day? I mean, like it just comes flying out of there, or what?
No, I mean, you go. I lost 10 pounds in like 9 days.
Right.
It's all water weight and all the stuff that's in your intestines.
Yeah, but don't you get like headaches and?
No, I didn't have any of that. I have a pretty strong constitution.
He does a lot of shitting on a regular basis anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
this wasn't much of a stretch.
You shit uncontrollably with that. I mean, it's awful.
No.
I mean, because you don't got an ass like a tuba like mine is, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, I feel great.
I don't know how you do it. I would get my problem whenever they have me doing these crazy diets is I get real bad headaches from being hungry. You know, I did Atkins for a while, and I was you lose weight, but man, you walk around like a maniac all the time because you're starving.
I'm gonna do it like 2 days before the week of a convention, and then 2 days after. Because you know conventions, you don't need
to lose any weight. You're another one of those assholes that I need to lose weight. You need to lose 10 pounds. Come on.
I do.
Who are you kidding? Just clean all that shit out of your wallet, and you'll lose 10 pounds. You know, lose 10 pounds. Yeah, okay. That's like me. I'm always like, I'm gonna lose weight this year, guys. Yeah, all right. Every year I start, and then somebody decides to bring over like a slab of ribs or, you know, Super Bowl, and then, you know, there's like a bucket of chicken that's always hanging around here somewhere, and, you know. Like a fucking heroin addict. I don't ever think I'll lose weight. And so, wait a minute. That son of a bitch called me chubby, huh?
Now it just registered.
That son of a bitch. You see? Because he's always like, whenever he finds out I was on the show, he's like, oh, I bet you were on there talking shit about me. And usually I don't, but now I'm gonna from now on.
Well, we told him that you were gonna be on later in the week. So his episode will be out tomorrow, Monday, and then you'll be out on Wednesday, so.
Bastard. No, he's going to, it's pretty cool. He's going to be in New York, and then Gabrielle Delotto's coming, who's just as fucked up as Simone, trust me. He's right on par with Simone. And another Lucio Perillo, so all three of them are going to be, you know.
The three
coming
amigos.
in for the show. Yeah, no, they're great. I mean, you know, it's like they don't do a lot of shows. They primarily only do San Diego, so. But now, as strong as the dollar, or as weak as the dollar is a lot of the Europeans are flying into the States now because it's a good time.
Right.
You know.
Hell yeah.
I mean, and then you can get direct flights to New York. If you're going to San Diego or other places, you got to change planes. So that's why you see tons of publishers at New York. So get your press kits ready, man, for the magazine.
Yeah, we got all that stuff going on.
Got it already?
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you shit you already know?
Well, I always like to hear it anyway. You're always one to give out excellent advice, and I
Yeah,
pay attention
no,
to all of it.
The only criticisms I have of the magazine are just there's nothing you're not going to find out through time. I mean, you're going to look back at every issue and wish you did things differently. But for right out of the gate, it looks great. It looks professional. It looks polished. It doesn't look like the only thing you could shoot for is you just don't want to look small press. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being small press and looking professional.
Right.
Sometimes people, go, oh, it's small press, and then that's their excuse for looking half-ass. Well, it takes a little more, work and sometimes a little more money to make it look better. But Wizard's a rag. I've been saying that for years. I mean, you could quote me on that. And another comic magazine out. I think Lord knows there's plenty of room for it.
Well, I just saw the PDFs for issue 2, and it looks even better than issue 1. So I think it's a good start.
Yeah, I think like I said, especially just started to get. Now, is everybody on the show working on it, or is this somebody's baby, or is this a labor of love from everybody, or what?
Well, I'm kind of spearheading the whole thing. Murd Adam he wrote the Crisis article, and he'll be writing an article probably in each issue. And Peter kind of gives me some ideas as far as editorial direction, and then
The rest are just hanging on.
Yeah.
Peter, you doing an article on cleansing?
Cleansing and comics
Peter's
today.
beauty tips.
I wanted to see like an article on like comic because you could do one where what you read on the toilet while you were cleansing.
I got through Watchmen on the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, come on, think about how much serious reading you get done on the pot. I mean, you get some serious shit done.
I do a lot of reading on the pot.
You do a lot of reading?
Yeah.
Hey, in my house, it's the quietest room.
You're a brave dude, man. Cleansing.
I'm done now.
Oh, okay. It was just to wait for, like, what did you have, like a big audition, or what was it?
Well, you just want to feel good about yourself. Single, going on dates, got to look good.
He admitted it. Every time I bust your balls about going on dates, because, I got to live vicariously through you guys.
Good luck with that, yeah.
End in hope.
I'm like Crusher Creel over here, anything I touch, my arm turns to shit or, rock or glass or sand, whatever. Fucked up over here. I mean, babies, it's like all consuming, man. It's like a full-time job on top of everything else you got.
Yeah.
And at my age, it's killing me.
And you can't even get a sick day from it.
Just killing me, man. And now the other day, my wife mentioned having, do we want to have another one? And I was like, oh, God. Have you had that conversation? I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? You guys, well, you got two right now.
Well, the one's on the way in June.
Right,
The
you got
one
another
comes
one
in
on
June.
the way. Okay.
Yeah.
Shane has
planned out, or another Uriah Heath concert?
No, that was That was planned.
Okay, yeah. See, my wife wants to have two ultimately, and then retire.
Well, get it over with sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but then there's that talk of then you go and you get snipped, and it's like and it'll make things better. I'm like, hey, well, who do you know has ever said getting snipped makes things better? It's like, no, I don't think so. I ain't getting snipped. Sorry.
Yeah, but now it's like they do it with this tiny little incision, and the little laser goes in there, and it's zoom.
Yeah, but I don't want anything that's going to affect WonderCon. Another area we got to go into on a different show is the full release massages that they got at WonderCon. It's another contribution to China. Because let me tell you something. You think there's some fucking Chinese in New York? Wait till you go to San Francisco.
Yeah, I've been there.
I mean, it's nothing but China. And it's like China. You go to Chinatown, and it's like you close your eyes, and you're in China, man. They don't fuck around. I mean, it's hardcore Chinatown for anybody who's never been. And if you got time, just take a walk and go see the Golden Gate Bridge. It's fantastic. You got that park that connects to it, and it's an awesome show. I mean, it's kind of like San Diego in the sense of the city is just as much part of the spectacle as the con is.
Right.
They got the Castro district, for Peter, the gay section of town.
Shut up.
No, you know what's fucked up about San Francisco is they don't have a gay section of town. There's so many gay places in San Francisco that they don't have a gay area. It's just there. It's everywhere. But restaurant-wise, unbelievable. I mean, Chinese, Italian, whatever the fuck you want. They've got some serious restaurants in San Francisco.
Cool.
You know, good bars too.
Well, you have to, like Brian said, you have to meet up with all those guys and hang out.
Yeah, I don't know what your guys' tastes are, but man, there's a lot of stuff close, so we don't even necessarily have to go far.
Well, they got on Saturday night. I think Saturday. Well, I don't remember if it's Friday or Saturday now, but they got a Chinese place picked out that I guess they went there last year. Food's supposed to be really good. It's not that far from the convention center, I guess, and so.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of spots that are like 6 blocks, 5-6 blocks from, you know, that are like, and then, you know, you can even ride the cable car, the whole 9 yards. If you've never done it, it's cool. It's worth it. I mean, I always feel like, you know, I'm a Rice-A-Roni commercial, but still. Hey, what are you going to do?
I'm looking forward to it because I got one of our listeners works at ILM, and so he's giving me a tour on Friday afternoon.
Ah, see? What are you going to waste your time with an asshole like me for? You're going to go to ILM.
That's pretty cool.
Look at this. Look. It'll be another one of those, Sal, we got busy.
No, come on.
We got busy.
Make sure you send me your cell phone number so that I can, you know, add it to my phone so I can call you whatever we're doing.
Yeah, that's another show I'm doing. I got what's become a big art show in terms of originals is SuperCon, the one they have in June in Oakland. A couple of guys, a good friend of Buzz's, Steve Morgan, and a couple other guys put that show together. And it's become not, you know, a huge con. It's kind of a smaller one because it's across the bay. But it's become known as one of the better shows to buy art at. So I'm gonna try that one out. And it's right, you know, we usually go up to Napa Valley and do stuff, you know, shit like that before and after. And, Buzz gets arrested, you know, the whole shaves his head and tries to, you know, like disguise himself to get across the border and all the rest of that shit. Yeah, you guys talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone the other day. That was it. That's it.
Yeah, we bounce shit around once in a while, but normally we catch up at cons. I don't think he's going to be at WonderCon.
No, he posted that he can't come now because he's got to move.
Which is good. That's a good thing. I mean, he was living in a fucking den of thieves, man. I'm telling you. He was living in this apartment run by these old Chinese guys that I swear to you, this was something out of fucking Blade Runner. These guys were running like this gambling parlor, and Buzz was there, and it was this whorehouse slash sweatshop slash massage parlor, and Buzz was like the Mandarin over there. It was not a good thing.
I told him to call us if he needs help moving. I said we could imagine the whole CGS crew driving to New York and moving him in Brooklyn. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know, Buzz would be like kind of like, you know, like that scene in Animal House when they're moving. You're bringing a cow out and bringing shit out. I mean, I swear to you, he lives in this apartment that's something. I mean, it's like something out of a fucking Fellini movie. It's like it is these old Chinese guys that have these I forget what's that game, pachinko or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mahjong?
And they have like they sit and they gamble.
Mahjong.
Mahjong. And they start at like 6 a.m. And Buzz is kind of like, I think like The Wire. He's like their lookout, you know, for the cops or whatever the fuck it is. And it's a surreal situation over there. He does his drawing in the front window, you know, just in case, you know. So he told me they were going to move. I'm thinking maybe the Yakuza got on his ass and made him move. He knew too much. Because I stayed with him before the CGS, you know, get together you guys had. And I was like, this is fucked up, Buzz. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I've broken 3 laws just by staying overnight here. I'm not kidding. I mean, there's like, you know, the RICO predicate shit I broke just by listening to some of these conversations outside the window. You know? It's fucked up. I know I'm on at least 3 or 4 FBI tapes right now. Just from staying a night over at Buzz's apartment. It's fucked up. I mean, when they come looking for me, knocking on the door with a fucking subpoena, you know, yeah, is this you? And they show me in the picture, like the head of the Chinese mafia. I'm going to go,
So you,
That was the guy that answered the door. I don't know him.
your picture's up on that big bulletin board now underneath all the...
Yeah, and then he goes to the corner, to buy, he goes, yeah, come with me to the corner. I want to get something to drink. So you go to the corner, and it's like, to get, which is this bodega. They don't have, regular 7-Elevens. So you go to this bodega, and Buzz talks to the guy like in codes. Because speaking Burmese is like speaking fucking, like those wind talkers in World War II that spoke fucking Cherokee. There's not even sounds that even represent letters or words, or just kind of like, me punching you in the stomach is what it sounds like when you speak Burmese. It is the most fucking sophisticated language I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like one of those fucked up droids, that you hear in Star Wars. It's like, when they're stamping the shit on their feet in the first movie when they, the sand people take them. It's fucked up.
I can just.
I know somewhere my name is fucking subpoena's got my name on it.
I can just see. I can see that like you said, Jamie, at the FBI with the big bulletin board with the hierarchy of the organized crime, and then there's at the bottom it's Uncle in quotes Sal Abenanti, like with his picture.
No, let me tell you something. I mean, there's the RICO statute laws that they passed for the mafia, where all you got to do is overhear conversations, and they can lock your ass up. Mm-hmm. Okay, Buzz is on that list. I can tell you right now. So when I stayed over there, I'm listening to these conversations going on in the other room, and I'm like, this is fucked up. This is not good. I agreed to come out here, and I went to the Comic Geek. That's why I was so fucked up at the your get together, your 300th thing, because I knew I was going to jail.
So
unless I flipped, I was going to jail.
So you're saying that our dinner last year up in New York, we could all of our pictures could be on there too?
Uh-oh.
Probably might be, because either that or I'm gonna be serving tea in the back room where they're playing Russian roulette for a long time to get out of this shit.
That restaurant cleared out pretty quick, if I remember.
Yeah, it did. He seemed to walk in and
so when that fucking guy says he's got to move, trust me, it's code for something else. He's got to move means someone's probably got to be gotten rid of, and he's got to clean the slate, so to speak.
I'm just picturing a judge signing off on a subpoena that says issued to Buzz.
And I'm telling you right now, they better check the crawl space of that apartment before they leave. I'm not kidding.
Check for loose floorboards.
I told you before about those Asian gamblers, and everybody said, "Oh, Sal, why are you being an asshole and saying such things?" When I went there, constant, non-stop fucking gambling guys in the back. Dice and throwing knives, and they were yelling shit like Mao, and it was all this sick shit going on in the back, and I was trying to sleep through it and keep my eyes, just try to pretend I didn't see anything, because I'm round-eyed. They didn't want me there.
You Gaijin.
Yeah, I thought, hey, maybe, some of the neighbors would, pull that sucky-fucky 250. No such luck.
Oh, dear.
Love you a long time, none of that shit. Me so horny, never heard that.
Oh my god.
So the next day when Jesse showed up, I was fucking running to the car. When you hug them, they tap your chest and your back to make sure you're not fucking wearing a wire. Because I could hide a fucking, one of those old Ampex recorders up my ass. Reel-to-reels are going. He's got to move, in quotes. I love that. When I heard that, I go, uh-oh. Because, 2/3 of the Brooklyn PD's paid off for that whole block. Nobody comes around and fucks with any of those guys. So I'm thinking, boy, for them to move, something fucked up must have happened. Word came down from Hong Kong. Somebody minus a couple of fingers said, hey, we got to get Buzz out of here. Because I guarantee you, since last time you saw him, if you pull his shirt off, he's got a back covered in them fucked up Mandarin tattoos. But I love him. He's a good guy. Now he's going to hear this, and I'm never going to fucking hear the end of it. I trust him. He's going to call me up, you fucking son of a bitch, You big guinea asshole, I'll never ink something for you ever again. That kind of shit. I'll never make your art look respectable.
Well,
All
everybody,
right, guys.
everybody go see Sal out at WonderCon.
Say hello.
Go say hello.
Yeah, booth 741, 742-ish.
Let him know where you've heard where you
Yeah,
heard
the
him.
guys that come out from the show couldn't be nicer, man. I have more guys come over, that listen to your show, and they're all, one cooler than the next. And you guys got a big following, man. A lot of West Coasters too. I mean, even at the get together, you had people out there from the West Coast.
Yeah.
There were quite a few that came in.
Guys.
Yeah. That's why we're excited to go down to Florida, because we've never been down there. So there's a whole crew down there.
Yeah, I can't honestly. I did it a long time ago, and but I've heard, last year at New York they were saying that the WonderCon was a big hit. So, but it's too bad next year for WonderCon. You won't be disappointed. You'll have a good time.
Cool.
And you got sponsors, right, or no?
Yeah,
No, I mean to go out to WonderCon. You said somebody sponsored you.
Well, one of our listeners just cashed in some of his frequent flyer miles because he wanted me to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm staying at his apartment with him and his girlfriend, so
Oh.
it's a whole free.
Oh. One of those menage a trois, or what's going on?
I don't know. I'll have to find out.
The
When I'm
rule
there.
is just don't touch my ass.
Paperwork.
That's what I always say. And I want to hold the light.
Take turns holding the camera. Is that the deal?
No, well, because like I said, you get a little too drunk, and then they, those fucking Polaroids, you can see them the next day, and they wind up online, and the next thing you know, there's a German Shepherd and a monkey running around, and then I get, people go, hey, what's with the midget and the dog, Sal? Because when some guy says he wants me to stay with, because most of my asshole friends, I can't let him stay at my house here with my wife. Are you kidding? They're all fucking degenerates. No way. Simone lays on your couch, talks in his sleep, farts, shits his pants, and he's going to stay at your house. No, sorry. But like I've been offering you guys sponsorship shit for San Diego for years, and you always tell me to go fuck myself.
Well, maybe this might be the year we might take you up
got
on.
it. Yeah, something through the, like I said, every site does something like Comic Book Resources. I don't think Newsarama does it, and the other ones, where based on San Diego coverage, somebody sponsors their coverage of the show.
Right.
If you guys wanted to do something like that, I'd be, more than willing to sponsor you guys. We could work something out.
Cool. All right, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, no, I mean, because it's a win-win scenario. It's good for you guys. It's good for me. I mean, you guys got a, big. It's not like it's charity. I mean, it's business.
Sure.
You guys, Lord knows you don't fucking need me. I mean, it's a win-win scenario.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
Well, you know what I mean. It's not like it, me with Alex, where if he calls me up tomorrow, I'm, back cutting lines. I'm on the other side of the velvet rope. Oh, I'm sorry, Sal. I'm sorry. All the assholes you help out, then they don't know you anymore,
Yeah.
But now's a good time to talk about it because we got a lot of time to plan something out for San Diego. And those guys approach me every year about that stuff, and I'm usually not interested, because it's just, I don't know, I'm not, But for something like with you guys, it's worth it because it's, most of the people, we've got the relationship established. And, you guys know a lot of dirty shit about me. Oh, it's gotta, every once in a while, I gotta throw something your way just to keep you quiet. My wife doesn't listen to the show. That's the only thing I got working for me.
So suddenly a CD shows up at the door addressed to her.
Yeah.
Spliced out every.
More part of what I say is cut out, and part of what I say isn't.
Yeah.
Splice it all together.
You want to know what the rest of the tape says? Ask Sal.
My wife and the German Shepherd. Wait a second.
Hey, better than a collie. Collies is the long hair. You don't want that.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
We're ending this right
Hey,
here.
come on. I'm kidding. I ain't into all that bestiality shit. I've had some ugly girlfriends, but not like that. I mean, I've had some hairy back bitches, but nothing like a collie.
Oh, man.
I've had a few lap it up, but,
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, guys. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more fucked up, all the on the forum tomorrow. God, I don't know why you guys put him on the show.
The day before Valentine's. This is their Valentine's Day gift.
Special.
Are you guys
Special.
doing the whole lovey-dovey thing? I'm taking my wife out to dinner if I don't get fucked over by the babysitter again.
No, we don't do it.
Pants and I are going to go
Nothing?
out.
Nah, we'll just have like a nice
Nothing?
dinner at home or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, How long you guys been married?
5 years.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. God bless you.
Try
I'm
12.
Going on 2 years, man. It's like it's
Shane's been married 12 years.
Yeah, I'm 12 now.
12?
Yeah.
Wow.
12 years, 2 kids.
12 years, 2 kids. God bless you. That you know of, or?
In total.
Oh, okay. Yeah, All right.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
man. Well,
Hey, guys.
I'll see you in a week and a half.
Thanks again. Come out, yeah. I'll be at booth 742.
Ish.
And I'll be doing my usual shtick. MercuryComics.com.
Cool. Check
Awesome,
it.
Sal.
And again, email me. Let me know what we can do. And
Yeah, I'll send you an email tonight.
yeah, Brian. Otherwise, we'll talk about it at the show.
Okay.
You want to do so. I'd like to advertise in the magazine too. So
Okay, great.
Awesome.
it's up.
All right.
All right, gentlemen.
Well, have a great
Thanks
night.
for having me on. I appreciate
Certainly.
You bet. We'll
Thanks
talk
for
to you
joining
it.
us.
Peter, good luck with that purging.
Purging.
What is it, purging?
Cleansing.
You use like the sprinkler nozzle from Home Depot, or what do you use for that?
I bend over. My roommate shoots it at my ass.
Oh, I lanced a boil on my ass like that once.
Oh, no.
I had to shine a mirror into another mirror to see it, kind of a three-way kind of a deal. I couldn't see up there. You heat a pin, not a pretty sight.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I don't want to know.
Hey, don't act like you never had to fucking do that before. Don't give me that shit. You guys got a magazine now. You still got to do an article about comic artists that lanced boils on their ass with a heated pin. Mark Waid, I know, had at least 2 or 3.
Oh, stop.
And Peter David, come on.
Oh,
He's the poster child for boils.
all right.
All right. We're going to end this before we get blacklisted.
Say, there goes 2 more right off the
Not
list.
you.
All right, man. We'll talk to you
Gentlemen,
soon.
thank you as always.
Yep. Happy
All right.
Valentine's Day.
Take care, guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Yikes.
Bruised my sternum from laughing.
No words. Let's just go. MegaCon. Go to MegaCon, people. While we're talking about conventions.
MegaConvention.com.
Yep.
Pants, what are the dates? 7th and 8th?
March 7th, 8th,
March
and
7th
9th. I
and
know
8th.
that now.
March 7th, 8th, and 9th. A whole bunch of people, including my favorite John Romita Jr. That's really all you need to know. MegaConvention.com. Oh, boy. And if you'd like to send us an email, comicgeekspeak@gmail.com. Visit our website at comicgeekspeak.com. To leave us a voicemail, the number is 215-279-8839. And you can join the awesome community of comic geeks at thecomicforums.com. And you can also find our recent episodes on worldfamouscomics.com and silverbulletcomics.com, as well as the latest in comics news, reviews, columns, contests, and more. And as always, we are uniting the world's mightiest heroes, one listener at a time.